fun.
I was very interested yesterday as I was watching on our local station, CBS4, coverage of the Dolphins game. They cut away Mike Cunio, sports director. I want to say at W4. He was talking with Tua Tagovailoa and, asking him about some stuff. And then he goes, I've heard, you in the relationship with Tyreek Hill, and I was wondering where it was going to go. Has gotten better and that you guys are really getting along and that you're enjoying this offseason. And Tua gave a Mike McDaniel, him and Hahn answer like, well, we're working every day. He didn't go, yeah, we're getting along. And he goes, well, we're working every day at our relationship. And Tyreek's a different dude. And nah. And I immediately, ears went up like, ping. Wait a second. He did not say what I'm guessing what Mike Cunio thought he was going to say, which was, oh, yeah, man, we're really good friends. Or maybe Mike was poking the bear a little bit, but I don't know if you caught it yesterday. If you were watching, text in 305-567-056 here. You can jump on the YouTube or Twitch. Did you find it a little odd and offsetting, the answer Tua gave yesterday? Because it wasn't a kumbaya, oh, yeah, he's a great guy. He said, we're continuing to work on our relationship. And he even said, Tyreek's a different guy. A lot of like, nah, I don't know if we're exactly arm in arm and, hugging it out all the time. It's like, it's kind of a work in progress. And I think that's one of those things. Tua's being more honest.
They're sick of each other.
I'll be honest.
It gets to a point after a time.
I don't know everything, but I do have a feeling there is still a little bit of contention between those two.
I think it's sometimes a relationship gets to an expiration date.
I think Tua's done with it. I think the team is starting to get done with it. Tyreek Hill, like enough is enough
of his antics.
You've had your good grace. You had your run of the mill, your run of the house. I no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, it's cute, it's fun. And then finally one day you get to be like, no. And I think that's it. And Tyreek might go out there and have another 1,800 yard season and we'll be right back where we started. But I think for right now, the team has kind of decided, all right, enough's enough. The expiration date has hit. And like I said, Tua doesn't even lie anymore. He doesn't sit there and say, oh, yeah, we apologize. He says, like, it's a work in progress, and he's a different guy. And you heard even when he was talking about we don't need to be running, Tyreek Hill was talking about we don't need to be running Devon Achane on short yardage because, he's not big enough and strong enough.
I mean, he's right, though.
And Devon Achane goes, Tyreek and a Tyreek. That's it. And like, it wasn't this, none of this. Like, it was straight up like, we're all accountable now. Like, no, he's going to be who he is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be all sweet and nice.
So then let me ask you this. Is he just sick and tired of Mike McDaniel's message then?
Who's sick and tired?
Tyreek.
No, I think everybody's tired of Tyreek.
Right. But then it's just, if you're saying that somebody's not, if everybody else is bunkered down and, following the message or following the path of whatever Mike McDaniel said. And then you have a guy who's saying, I don't even know why we're putting Devon Achane on third goal situation, short yard situations. The same way they throw in the fade passes to midgets. To short people, short size players. Is it just that maybe he's just sick and tired of the Mike McDaniel coaching or word? Because sometimes the word starts falling on deaf ears.
I think it was this. And once again, I don't have any insight other than from what I've gathered. And once again, I'm a very observant individual. Tyreek Hill doesn't exactly like Mike McDaniel's message, but the last guy that didn't like Mike McDaniel's message and couldn't stand him and made it very obvious that he couldn't stand him is now playing in Pittsburgh. And that guy's name is Jalen Ramsey. Tyreek Hill now has realized you either get with the program or you get the hell out of here. And I don't think Tyreek Hill has made up his mind yet, to be honest with you, Vlad. I could see Tyreek Hill going for 2,000 yards this year. I could also see Tyreek Hill within 3 games sitting on the sidelines and getting his ass traded somewhere. And I don't think Tyreek Hill's made up his mind. I think Tyreek Hill's waiting to see. That's why I say he is the most important player on this team this year, because if he checks out, you are in a world of trouble. If he checks in, everything starts falling into place. That's my barometer for the team. And now I've been asking the pre-games and the post-games, who are you looking for? What's this? And everybody's like, oh, the health of Tua is the most important thing. That it is. It is extremely important. But man, if things get bad enough for Tyreek Hill to check out on this team, that means your team is done.
Is it?
Done.
Is it?
No, I'm saying things are bad enough. If they start off bad enough for Tyreek Hill to check out,
things could be good and he'll check out. He's going to check out regardless.
Keep your eye on Tyreek Hill. A happy Tyreek Hill with big numbers
Dolphins
is a good Dolphin.
No.
I disagree.
Dolphins could be 4-1, and Tyreek's not involved in the offense heavily. He might not be putting the numbers, but they're winning. There's a good vibe. He's gonna cause disruption. He can get the numbers. Dolphins, from what I expect from them early on the season, I expect them to be in a lot of shootouts. I expect if the defense doesn't
get, what are you going to need in a shootout?
If the defense doesn't get to the opposing team's quarterback and they start carving up that secondary, you're gonna rely on that offense to keep the team in games.
And you're going to need your best receiver,
right? But what happens if he's getting those great numbers? He's catching 8 receptions for 130. They're putting up numbers, but they're losing. Then what?
Once again, you're in trouble.
So, therefore, you're going to have to go with the lesser of two evils. If he's going to be upset and they're winning, then he's going to have to be upset with them and winning. If he's putting up numbers and they're losing, he's going to be upset that they're losing, even though he's putting up the big numbers.
Once again, like I said, Tyreek Hill's happy. Your team should be happy. Tyreek Hill is upset. Your team is probably not in a good place. So I'm saying keep an eye on Tyreek Hill. You always have to keep eyes on Tyreek Hill, but I just think that the team has gone to this point saying, all right, enough's enough now. Let's just play football. And Tyreek Hill has said a lot of things right. Also, we haven't seen him in this preseason, and you probably won't. Although they're expecting a lot more starters in Game 3 against the Jags this coming Saturday. I'm keeping an eye on Tyreek Hill. Of course, Tua's health, very important. I understand that. But to me, the barometer, what I guess would go hand in hand with Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa, because we know Tua gives us a vastly better chance of winning games.